Welcome to Proofpoint's how-to video tutorial series, which is aimed at sharing Proofpoint's professional services best practices for configuring the Proofpoint protection server's features and functionalities. This video tutorial demonstrates how to create and manage an administrator role using the Proofpoint Protection Server, PPS. The Proofpoint Protection Server is configured by default with one administrator account with the root role. The login name is admin, and the password is determined at the time you installed the Proofpoint Protection Server software or set up the appliance. To create an administrator account, navigate to the Administrator module and then select the Administrator page. Click on the Add button at the top of the screen. Enter an administrator ID and a password. We will use the ID name admin2. Next, select the On Radio button so that the admin2 user will be prompted to change their password on the next login. For this account to be admin equivalent, select Root from the Role drop-down and then select the Add button at the top of the screen. Within the Administrator section, we can also define the permissions the administrator users have. These permissions are defined as roles within PPS. To define the admin role, select the Roles page within the Administrator module. There are 3 default roles, including Quarantine, Root, and Sub-Org. We will begin by selecting the Quarantine role. Displayed is a list of available folders and allowed folders. By default, the new role has access to all of the folders. All of the Quarantine folders are listed in the Allowed Folders list. To limit access to specific folders, you must move the folders you do not want the role to have access to from the Allowed Folders list to the Available Folders list. The new role will only have access to view and manage messages in the folders left in the Allowed Folders list. A good example of managing administrative users effectively is when a help desk team needs access to the Proofpoint interface to release messages. Let's say we have a rule that quarantines all encrypted attachments and then informs the recipient that they need to contact the IT help desk to release the message. An effective solution would be to give the Tier 1 support team limited access to the Proofpoint interface while letting them search for and release messages with zip attachments. We can create a role called Help Desk with permissions to smart search and select quarantine folders. We can begin by selecting the Add button within the Administrator module and Roles page. Enter a name for the role ID. Under Managed Modules, select the module to which this role should have access. In this example, the Help Desk role will need access to Smart Search as well as a particular quarantine folder. Specifically, the Allowed folder will be for zip attachments. Lastly, click the Add button to save your changes. Now that we have added the Help Desk role, we can attach an employee to this role. We will again select the Administrator page and add the employee. In choosing the admin ID, we will need to input the employee's SAM account name. This will allow for an LDAP password at a future date. Finally, we can select the Help Desk role and then click on the Add button. We can now log out of PPS and then log in as the employee. As we can see, the Help Desk employee has been given limited access to the Proofpoint interface and is able to smart search as well as monitor the quarantine folder for zip attachments. Thank you for watching our brief how-to video tutorial on how to create and manage an administrator role using the Proofpoint Protection Server, or PPS. For additional information on our products, visit https://proofpointcommunities.force.com. For questions, comments, or feedback on this tutorial, please email us at training@proofpoint.com.